Welcome back, everybody. Yes, I am early, but today we have had a little bit of trouble with my internet, so I thought I would hop in here a little bit early and hopefully it will hold. It just knocked out completely, and I noticed whenever it came back, it was not exactly as full as what it usually is. Um, and for the Pacific Northwest, this is the first dry day that we've had in a while. So I suspect that we'll be having all kinds of flyovers with helicopters and military and things like that. They just love to get out into the sunshine, which means it usually cuts into my internet. They weren't supposed to, but it is what it is. But yeah, I figured I'd come over here and start chit chatting anyways. Now, once people come in, we can get started. I don't, hypnicity, I know you mentioned tango and the potential with the coyotes. I'm not so sure that happened. I kept sensing that the cat had gotten over to somebody else. Aloha. Welcome, Kimby. How are you today? Yeah, we were just continuing the chit chat about the yotis. I don't mind yotes whenever they're actually out in the wild and they're doing their thing in an ecosystem. They are a bit of a problem whenever they start pushing into a city situation, though. I never noticed how much Ola was very much like Aloha. Not very far off, just an extra A in there. That's really cool. I was just kind of hanging out, waiting for people to populate over here. I know sometimes it can be a little bit confusing jumping in between the two, but I like to try to keep the oracle card read for the Lemurian astrology. I try to keep that as short as I can and just focused as much as I can on the birth signs themselves so that people that are just looking for that information don't have to sit and wade through. Sometimes we can talk upwards of 2 hours. That way they've got the information. They don't have very much extras. But, anytime that you have questions and you can't get to a live chat or you don't want to do a live chat, go ahead and leave questions for me in the comment section underneath. And I will attempt to reach out to you and answer it. And if I can't get to you that way, then I will go ahead and try to answer it on the next one. And if it's something that you have, where you really don't want to discuss it or you can't really be logged in or anything on YouTube, if you click in the description box below, there is a link to my website, which is just simply debbiedement.com. In the upper right-hand corner of that, there is a contact me form, and you can always reach out to me that way. Yeah, feeling of stress in between my shoulder blades. Yeah, it's been an interesting week this week for me energy wise. At the I haven't looked at the planetary energy because, quite frankly, sometimes you can it sometimes it's beneficial to know the weather report of what's going on with the solar flares, and then other times we can actually take that and become a little too sensitive to the planetary grid and to the other things that are happening. That's wonderful. Can be saying when I was 8, my granny and I used to take a word and then make multiple words from it. It was a contest between us. That is so cool. What a neat way. But you learned a lot of words that way. But yeah, to answer hypnicity's questions about feeling the stress in between the shoulder blades, it's the energy this week has been quite a ride. That's for sure. I'm still a little jet lagged myself from last night. There was a huge energy input last night, and then a little jet lag this morning. Which was kind of funny because in real life I don't usually get jet lagged. No, well, I guess I've lost my people. Hmm. Ah, beautiful. English is a second language for me. That's a great way to learn. Yeah, I didn't actually learn a second language until I hit high school, and then it was French, and then I didn't use it because I was nowhere near France or Canada. And the Creoles, even though the Creoles speak French in Louisiana, um, it's quite distinct. There's quite a lot of differences. Of course, that would be the same thing as us in America talking to somebody in the deep South. It's quite different from a New York accent. Hi, Rossi. How you doing today? Just kind of hanging loose, waiting for people to come in. And then once we get settled in here, what I'm going to do is I'll do a little bit of the energy work. Um, yeah, yeah. And the thumbnail and the focus this week that I have is simply grounding, and like the redwoods that you see, we're going to be just trying to do some nice grounding and soothing energy work today. Probably not too deep. I want to make sure everybody's just feeling happy, not completely blitzed out from the energy work that can sometimes happen. Tried French in school, dropped out, never learned another language. That was me. Yeah, I learned. I did go abroad to live in Central America for a year, and kind of like what Kim B's saying, you do have to be immersed in the language to learn it very well. It's more beneficial. I find if you have your primary language constantly around you, you won't be attempting the new language quite as much. And it is fascinating because it does make your brain work differently. When you have a different language, there are different concepts for different languages. I mean, there's just simply words in French that you're just not going to get in English. It won't translate, and vice versa. Hi, Rush. How you doing? And to some extent, it's kind of fascinating too, because speaking of the different languages and the different ways that our brains express with the language, it's sort of similar to the same thing whenever I'm dipped in and I'm working with the animals. They have different feels to them whenever I'm working with them. Yeah, I know, right? Learned French, forgot my French since I couldn't practice it. I got tongue tied around the French too. I kind of understand it. I mean, they don't want you butchering the language, but it's like, thanks. And you get self conscious and you don't try any of it. And then there's the light language. Yes, absolutely. Which is part of where, playing around with the light languages definitely helps too. I've had people and they're like, it sounds like baby talk. Mahakawa tahi tawakahama. And it's like, yeah, because the babies are actually closer to being on the other side. They will remember the original sounds, the original syllables. Rolling R's are, I had such a huge problem with the rolling R's as for the pronunciation. I can do it with the back of my tongue, but not the front of the tongue. Although I've gotten better whenever I say Trani, I can do the rolling R on that one, but I can't really intentionally do it for anything else. Like Kitty, I should be doing a rolling R in Kitty, but it's completely lost on me. Yes, Kimby is saying that is exactly it. Children and animals are the purest. Yes, it's because they're remembering because they're closest to the source. Although it's fascinating to me too, because whenever I dip in and I'm working with the different animals, um, some glom onto they can hear me, and so some will glom onto it, and they'll be all over that. And then you've got other ones that they're more interested in doing the 3D stuff that we have down here, and they're not that interested. They will actually they love the energy work. Don't get me wrong, they love that, but they will kind of shut down if I'm trying to do a direct talk to them. It just really depends on the animal. Some are just really all over it, and then they're like toddlers. They just want to chatter a mile a minute. Hi, Karen. Welcome back. Kids and animals carry no judgment. Well, maybe. Um, I've seen some animals carry resentment forever. It's like, would you let it go? Cats. Cats spring to mind. They are very opinionated. Ooh. Yeah, that would be one of my dogs. Oh, wow. My dad grew up in Switzerland, so he broke this. Yeah, Debbie speaks words, eh? So my dad grew in Switzerland and he spoke Swiss German, and I learned bits and pieces of it. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. I had an auntie that I think she spoke the high version of the Dutch. Hi, Jane. How are you? Wawanui. Jane is sharing one of our her Huna essence with us here. Huna Hamanisa is in the house. We'll pop the name up there so everybody can dip in and get their DNA activated by that. Yep, la-di-da, where's a treat? It depends on the animal, really. Some of them, they're a little more, like I said, some of them can be pretty resentful. Just depends on what experience they're having. Some of them, they're working on their stuff too when they're down here. But I will say that there are a lot more. There are support system down here. It's not just cats that can hold a grudge. I've seen other animals hold grudges too. Yeah, I think so too. I think some of it is they're working through past lives, and so it's different. They do have a different feeling of time than we do. I know that they transition back and forth a lot easier because they remember the other side a lot faster. And a lot of times you will see people where they have the same animal spirit come back repeatedly because they're being support for that person as they bring something forth. Either they're working on a long-term project or they're trying to work through something with that person. Okay, so we're getting quite a few people in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started on doing some of the Lemurian light coding. And then it looks like we might go ahead and do just a little bit of the energy work again this week, because I noticed ethnicity was having some stress. But what I want to do is I'm going to start off with to get us all energetically speaking here. And then we will go into a bubble technique. That's the grounding that I want to do this week. Yeah, it can be a saying. I've heard that some were humans that chose to incarnate, but they don't want to be here that long. I think so too. And like Rossi is saying, I think my cat was my former chow. Yeah, you can absolutely have that where they swap bodies. I know of a horse that used to be a boxer. Found out that I had 18 past lives with Merlin. So yeah, it makes sense based on the interests. Yeah, and that's just that. We've been here many times over. We have a lot of different past lives. Okay. So I'm going to get started to get everybody here and on a replay, energetically speaking. I'm going to look that. Hopefully we hold. Yeah, I'm going to try to do some energy healing and stuff before I get knocked out on my internet this week. Okie dokie. Tihe mori hora. Mahaka watahi ite ingawa to irita o atawana. Wayutapu ite ingawa ta fanui grani tikata wayutapu. Ite ingawa ta fire tamatuata tama. Wayutapu. Tihe ori ora. Ite ube o ube il I ul o ep. Dana new ma il I. Okay. There we go. Now what we're going to do is for the people in the crowd, because I can feel some of my kitties coming in. Hello, 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 beautifuls. What we're going to do is For the people, that's wonderful. Great. I'm just going to have you look up and then just gently close your eyes. And we're going to imagine a colored light coming in from above. Let it be whatever color it wants to be. And let it bathe the top of your head, all through your head, around your eyes, bathing around your nose, your mouth, your ears, back of the head, throat, all through your neck, into the tops of your shoulders, off your shoulders and down your arms. The same light going down through both elbows, forearms, wrists, bathing your hands, your fingertips, and down towards Mother Earth. And see the same light bathing in through the tops of your shoulders and into your chest space, all around your lungs, your heart, in and around all the tiny little spaces. I see some darkness in areas. Let's just fill this all up with that light from above. You can add in some sparkly diamond light if you like, underneath the shoulder blades and the shoulder blades themselves. Good. Down through the diaphragm and into the abdomen. We're going to see this light just power washing everything in your abdomen, bathing down your back, your lower back, all around your hips. Turn up the volume of this light around your hips. We're going to power wash it. Just see anything that might be trapping, any stuck emotions, anything that says you can't move forward in life. It's going to go down with this light towards Mother Earth. Good. Down through your thighs, your knees, your shins and calves, into your ankles, all through your feet and out through your toes and the soles of your feet into Mother Earth. Now keep that light going from above. And you're going to have Mother Earth offer you another light from below. And feel this light coming up through your feet, up through your ankles, bubbling up through your calves, your knees, up through your thighs, your hips. Feel it power washing all the way up through your back and your tummy, up through your diaphragm and into your chest space, where both of these lights are going to meet around your heart. They're going to form a ball or a bubble. And then just push this bubble out so it's much bigger, and you can imagine yourself stepping into it or just seeing the ball forming all the way around you. It can be 3 feet around you, 10 feet around you. You'll feel it snick into place. Some people will need it 25 or 15 feet around if you're sensitive. But you'll feel it naturally come into place. And just imagine that these 2 lights are still bathing inside this bubble, so that only you and the higher frequencies from above and the higher frequencies from below are inside this bubble. Now, while you're in there, what I want you to imagine now is you can see a shaft of bright white diamond light coming from the central sun. It's out well beyond our solar system. You're seeing it come right on through the sun. It's bright white, beaming right down on the planet Earth, right down through your bubble. It's going to be falling right down through. And you'll be noticing at the same time that there is a beam of light, the same light that's coming up all the way around you from Mother Earth herself. It's just this bright white diamond light. So you are now connected to Mother Earth, and you are connected to the central sun. And I want you to feel this pillar of light that's all the way around you, nice and big and bold. You should feel pretty good and connected then. There we go. Now we can come right on back into our here and now. Paul. Hey, Randy. See Annie Bear dipping through. And you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. There we go. Just give yourself a few seconds, however long you need to come right back in. Huh. It was quite potent today. Okay, we're going to scroll back up. Looks like people were busy chatting while I was in here. Oh, Randy got sucky socks. Goodness, I haven't heard from Mark Athen in a long time. I hope he's doing good. Hi, Paul. So, let's see what we got here. Aunt Betsy is living, and they're traveling the world. First whistle stop will be the Grand Canyon, just the two of them. And no, you're not going to go. Oh, that's kind of sad. But they're going to bolt out of there next month, huh? So she just got a new beau or something, huh? Or is he an older friend, Paul? Is he somebody that she knew from before? Yeah, Aunt Betsy's living life. Yay. Kim's in the bubble. Sweet. Oh, those older friends. Yeah, that's great. He's 83 and she's 75. Oh, there we go. Well, hey, go around doing all the touristy things. That'll be a good time for them to do that too, because that'll be before the high heat hits out there. Sometimes it can be pretty brutal there in the summertime. And they might stand a chance of actually getting a room. Although, if she's traveling with an RV, hopefully they've reserved a spot, because sometimes the spots, they get taken pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. That's nice. Yeah, the sun, it can get super hot. Yeah, I've been by the Grand Canyon whenever it was in the summertime, and thankfully I was pretty used to the heat. But boy, that desert heat, it's something else. And there's no room at the inn in August, I can assure you. But the petrified forest, oh, that was gorgeous. I want to say that was in New Mexico. Just beautiful. Yeah, it's like Kim B's saying, I love to have people having fun. No matter the age, it's all in your mindset. Yeah. Well, that was why I wondered if it was somebody that she knew already, because if it was like somebody that she knew from childhood, like high school or something, then yeah, you're gonna strike while the iron's hot, because no time like the present, and go have fun. Now, if it's somebody that's new to her, you kind of want to make sure that she can touch base, and even then, for both of their sakes, I would say make sure that somebody touches base at least. It doesn't have to be every day, but I would say every 3 days, just to make sure everything's traveling right and that they're not broke down somewhere along the ways too. Yeah, he's from Pennsylvania. Yeah. That way you've got that network system built in. Yeah. Take photos. Yeah, the Grand Canyon is, yeah, that was something else. Like I said, I saw it whenever we were going by it, coming up from the desert country into southeast Oregon, and then past Crater Lake and all the way up into Oregon herself. I love the state of Oregon's crazy. It's like having all of the climates from the entire United States in one state. I mean, we've got high deserts, we have mountain ranges, we have um, the Midwest with the I-5 corridor is very much the same. And then, of course, our coast is very much like New England would be. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Putting juveniles to shame. Well, of course, the other thing too is whenever you're young, you're busy raising kids and stuff. So I'm sure with her, she's just going to be a matter of catching up and enjoying stuff that she probably didn't get to see before whenever she was younger. I'm glad she's getting out there. I mean, really, it is a mindset. You're only as old or as young as you think you are. So if you have things that you want to be still engaged in, you want to stay connected to everybody and connected to your community, and just get out there. Yeah, it's like this. She was just with me for 2 months. Woo! She's busy, busy, busy. Well, she saw all your sites and now she's getting ready to blitz out and see something else. Aw. Well, Paul, I'm sure later on you can go see the Grand Canyon too if that's something that you want to do. Okay. Does anybody have hypnicity? Did that help with your shoulder blades, the stress in between the shoulder blades? Or does anybody have kitty cats? Or, yeah, maybe down the line? Just to see if there's any extra energy that anybody would like. I was pretty sure that the bubble technique would work, but and I was doing some energy work during that. But if there's any extra, I'll go ahead and hop in and start working a little bit extra on the energy. What I usually do is I'll clean through the meridians. And the meridians are rivers of energy that flow in and around your body. So if you have stagnant energy, and sometimes I'll call it congestions along the meridians, yeah, been exhausted. Yeah, that was me this morning. Yeah, Paul was late to come in. Wonderful. Okay, cool. Have to see the replay. Yeah, Paul, we did the harmonization, and we did some light language, and then I did a bubble technique. So let me just feel into the field here. Mostly right now I'm up around the head and the neck area. And for anybody that may be feeling slightly dizzy from this, you can sit down or you can imagine your feet growing roots and going into Mother Earth. Oh, yeah, the sun's been throwing off massive flares. I got tagged with that over the weekend. And I don't know what it is. It's like whenever it's not helpful during the day, it doesn't seem to be. Although I get dizzy sometimes during the day whenever that happens with the solar flares. I'm on the tops of the shoulders right now where the neck joins the shoulders. But yeah, it's at night. And I was like, are you kidding me? I need to be sleeping. Ah, gorgeous. The bubble was good. I saw gold turning into the white light. Yeah, a lot of the upset, a lot of your energy upsets can be helped by just doing that bubble technique. And let the color be whatever it's going to be, because sometimes the colors change. And I find even if it's a color that you don't like, you can be deficient in that color with one of your chakra systems. And so that light's coming in to kind of pump it up. I'm underneath the shoulder blades right now. Pulses. I love the bubble. I love the bubble too. Yeah. Randy's saying I've been getting the vertigo in it and not sleeping at night. Yeah, I'll raise my hand. That was me this weekend. Vertigo. Sometimes you get vertigo just walking across your kitchen too. Yeah, asleep on and off. That's the other thing that's been unusual. So exhausted like this, tired on Sunday and Monday. Yeah, really hard to do. Oh, Paul says he loves the bubble. I love the bubble too. The bubble technique. Okay, I'm on the spine right now. It's going to feel like the lower rib cage and the spine itself just beneath the shoulder blades. I'm just kind of telling people where I'm at in case you are sensitive to energy. Sometimes you can feel me moving in and around your body. And if you're not feeling anything, don't worry, you're not doing it wrong. There's no way to do this wrong. Your meridians are going to be responding to this. It doesn't even matter if you're feeling it or not. I just kind of give the heads up to people because some people are very sensitive to energy and it can feel really weird. It literally feels like a ghost is touching you. Lower back, just above the hips. Oh, fascinating. Rush, she said Rush had brand new colors in the meditation today. That's gorgeous. Yeah, sometimes you'll find your favorite colors will come in and they'll be pretty normal. And then you'll have a different color, like it can be like a shocking pink. Neon colors sometimes come through, or even black can come through. And it'll only last maybe a day or two. Oh, how gorgeous. The birds are all around. How sweet. Yeah, I have a lot of wildlife that follows me around. The birds they're fascinated with it. Still working on the spine. I'm actually working on the interior of the spine now. And I'm going to track right back up the interior of the spine and go behind the heart space in between the lungs and the spine itself. Yeah, I love the blue and yellow. Those are some of my favorite colors. I love periwinkle blue. And sunny yellow is one of those colors that I've had people see in my aura a lot. Oh, how gorgeous. I'm sitting under my trees. How perfect. Lots of birds in our yard. I love this time of year. The males are all trying to figure out their songs for the ladies before they get exhausted from all the baby making. Okay, we're down around the hips now. There we go. There's a lot of itty bitty teeny tiny muscles that hold us up. Sometimes they get locked in place. Just gotta loosen it all up. Yeah, we're gonna go down towards the knees. Yeah, let's give those a little bit of pampering. Ooh, that feels much better. My own knees could really use it. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, we're just going to track right on down to the ankles and the feet. And how is everybody's elbows doing today? Usually I have someone that lurks that has tennis elbow on the right hand side. There we go. Okay, we're going to track right back up. Going to work a little bit on the shoulders, and I know the right hand shoulder is feeling a little ouch. So let's do point of shoulder there, under the shoulder blade. For both. Yep, there it goes. One of the things that you can do too, if you have trouble with like your elbows and stuff, is you can place your palms up and then just allow them to drape down naturally. You can either set them in your lap, but just try to keep your palms turned up. And a lot of times that will help to release some of the tension that's on the elbows and the shoulder area and your chest. And yeah, I'll do the solar plexus in just a little bit here. We're focusing mostly on the shoulders, top of the shoulders, elbows, wrists. Someone's thumb, now that the elbow is not complaining, now the thumb is complaining. Wow, that's quite a bit. There we go. Okay, that was a really good pop. Somebody's kitty cat just did a decent pop right on the right hand hip. Ah, you're very welcome. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to go back to the abdomen, which is going to also hit that solar plexus. Nice and gentle. You may get some tummy gurgles from this when I'm doing this. You can also pass wind. Sometimes that'll happen. A lot of times that'll happen on my horses. I actually look for that whenever I'm working on them. And remember, if you've done any sneezing, coughing, yawning, burping, sometimes crying can happen, sneezing. Sometimes you can stretch out a limb. Those are all signs that you've had a physical reaction to what I'm doing energetically. And what you can do at that point is just get yourself a drink of water. The animals are naturally going to do this. Beautiful. Beautiful. And falling asleep is perfect. But yeah, if you could just get anywhere from 4 to 6 ounces of water, that's just a small half of your coffee cup of water. You'll really want water for this. But what'll happen is, since that's a physical reaction that you've had, that will go ahead and flush anything out of your body pretty quick. And like I said, the critters usually know to do that on their own. But people can be determined not to do it. I'm glad. The fall asleep thing is a really good sign. That means that you've come back into balance, and that means that you're really going to get a decent sleep. So later on, whenever we're all having hypersensitivity from the solar flares and we're trying to sleep, we can come back to this and just listen to it. Put you to sleep. Oh, that sounds good. Paul has ice water. And if you have fallen asleep, don't beat yourself up. A lot of times what happens is the conscious mind needs to get out of the way so that your energy system can kind of reboot. So you're getting absolutely everything that you need. Sometimes I think it works better if you do fall asleep, but there is no right or wrong. Okay, we're going to ground this energy for you. And bring some energy back up so that you're feeling nice and balanced. With energy exchange coming from you and Mother Earth, and from the sky and the central sun, so that it's more in balance. Gorgeous. There we go. Do just a little bit over the top of the head. But what you're going to find is sometimes if we have things, like I said, the solar flares, or if you have different barometer changes, air pressure changes, you can do the bubble technique, and that will absolutely help, because that will help to set you in your bubble, in your energy field, for your highest good. There we go. Beautiful. Did I put everybody to sleep? There we go. Looks like I put everybody to sleep. Oh, welcome back. Sorry, Annie Bear. Yeah, actually, kind of did. We've done a lot. We've done our login. We've done our meridian clearing. We just finished with some meridian clearing. We've done the bubble technique. And we've done a pillar of light around our bubble this time. So the replay is going to be pretty awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Kim B. You're so welcome. I'm so glad. Paul's still here. Miss Annie Bear. Well then, swooshing and appreciating. Aw. Well, Annie, since you're already here, is there anything we've just completed with some energy work, but if you've got extra stuff that you'd like, I can certainly send you some energy. Actually, I'm sending you some energy right now. So if you feel any weirdness around me, that's just me. We're gonna bring in some light from above. Swoosh it all the way through you, down through Mother Earth, and then we'll come right back up. I'm just kind of speed doing your energy for you right quick, so hopefully it doesn't make you feel dizzy. Oh, yeah. You're very welcome. Yeah, it's like you've got tension mostly around your shoulder blades, kind of like what Hypnicity had earlier. Oh, you like my voice? Thank you. There we go. Annie Bear, I'm working down around your knees and your feet. Ooh, how cool. Felt timeline shift a couple of times. Oh, hey, life happens. Yeah, Tuesday afternoon is me time. Oh, that's beautiful. Annie Bear, I'm still working around your feet, your knees. Your knees really feel kind of off. Hang on a second. Somebody just did a nice pop on their back. That might have actually been a connection with that. Hang on a second. Let me dip into you just a little bit here, Annie Bear. That's interesting. Let's bring in some color. Bring in your favorite colors. There you go. Yeah, it feels like you've got a constriction of energy around you. Let's get your space back. It's going to show up as, being annoyed at the other half, or being annoyed at things that you have to do. And I get it. That's like, it's not what I wanted to do with my time. But let's just set you a little bit of energy around that. Wonderful, Rush. I am so glad. Super happy and grounded. That's wonderful. Okay. Yep. Let's go up to your shoulders again, Annie Bear. Just kind of doing this super quick. So if you do feel dizzy, oh, wonderful. In a painting zone. That's great. That'll be a big help. Sometimes if I move through here, I can make people a little. It's like you're standing on a carousel. It can feel a little strange sometimes. Great. I'm gonna drink some water. Get your feet again. There we go. Okay, kid. You all set. Now you're caught up with everybody. Ta-da! Does anybody remember those I don't know if they make them anymore on the playgrounds for school, but your hip just popped. You are so welcome. But yeah, there was like this big metal disc and they had poles to it, and a bunch of us kids would run around the outside pulling on it to make it spin around. And then once you had it up to speed, you could hop onto it. And then if you lean towards the center of it, it would make it speed up. And then you could lean backward to make it slow down. That's what some of the energy feeling is like. It feels like that. It's like it changes, shifts. Yay! That's wonderful. I'm glad. Well, this week, like I said, we really wanted to focus mostly on getting everybody grounded and feeling much more relaxed and breathing easier in your own space again. Okay, Paul. Paul's going to go and head back into work. Wonderful. Well, you have a great week. Tell Aunt Betsy we say hi. Good luck. You'll have to find your adventures too. Wonderful. Watching the replays. Absolutely. The energy is still very good on the replays as well. Timeless. Yeah. And there we go. We are now at 11:11 for Pacific Standard Time. Yay. I'm just glad that we were able to get in here. Like I said, right before the Oracle card reading, I don't know if it was an airplane that did it, but my internet just simply did not function. It popped itself off for some reason. So it's very, very happy to come back in here. Huh, 0 energy. Hypnicity, do you mean 0 point energy, or you're just really at one with the at one with the energy? Now you're jello. Because we can certainly bring in energy if you need. But in your case, you might actually just get yourself a decent drink and then go take a nap. Sometimes you can be conked out for a few hours. Randy will attest to that. If we've done some really high energy work, she's accidentally gotten knocked flat for a good 3 to 5 hours sometimes. But I really hats off to all of you for being in here. This is not easy energy work that I do on here. I try to make it as gentle as possible, but the fact that you guys keep coming back week after week, you're actually dipping into some pretty high energy. Today, I really wanted to go ahead and focus more on the grounding and the releasing. It's like this. I have to let things go. Been crying. Not bad, just a lot of releasing. That's great. And I trust with Annie Bear that you're feeling the difference between the two, because there's a big difference between crying and it's just a release. And then sometimes there's crying where something is feeding off of your tears, which is not okay. But you can tell the difference between that. And if you are in grief, I always say, if you're in a grief cycle, that you've just said goodbye to somebody that you absolutely love and adore, and they've been there forever, then you cry as much as you can, for as long as you can. How beautiful. So yours might actually be the soul retrievals. Yours might actually be tears of joy. Which is embarrassing sometimes, but it happens. It's like, no, I'm really, really happy. It's like, really? Because you look like you're crying. It's like, what was that? There was a lady, she just won, I want to say that was Madison Square Garden. It was not Crufts, Westminster. She had just won the Westminster Kennel Club, and her pup, because they had just taken Best in Show, and she was crying tears of joy. And her dog's like, oh, I thought this was a good thing. Oh, how wonderful. Hello, Tea Garden Chicken. Oh, Queen Lady Cat, her royal adorableness had to join me. Frankie was playing in his cage as soon as you came on. Bubbles all around. Thank you. How beautiful. Bits and pieces coming in. Sometimes just knowing that everything is going to be okay. I agree. Yeah. as we integrate. I'm still moving some of the energy around. So if you're feeling some of the, mostly it's around the core. So it'll be the spine, solar plexus, chest, and tummy space. You should feel pretty grounded though, because that's what we focused on today. I'm feeling a presence at times. It's my angel, I think. Whatever it is, it's good. That's great, Annie Bear. Oh, wonderful. Oh, somebody's hip just popped again. Aw. Aw. I'm so glad. Hi, Frankie Bird. I love you. Yes, Frankie Bird. Cool. Correct. I'm calling on my divine energy for Rosie. Yes, with my hands, I mean. Yes. Because what you need to do, Annie Bear, whenever you're doing something like Reiki or you're offering a healing for anyone else, Rosie is her pup. This is for anybody that might be lurking, you might not know. Rosie is Annie Bear's pup, and she's been doing some Reiki. What you need to do if you're offering healing for someone else is you need to do the bubble technique that we did originally, so that the energy flow is actually you are becoming a channel to a conduit to that energy. Then you offer that to the other person, and it doesn't matter who it is. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because everybody does that. Whenever we start off, we'll accidentally tip over and give them our energy. And you can see that happening because you'll feel like you'll see people that do this and they're like, no, I can only do so many people a day because I feel exhausted afterward. That means that they're doing it incorrectly. They're giving it from their own personal aura. And that can take time. Usually anywhere from a day to 3 days, somewhere up to even 10 days, depending on how badly they've drained themselves. And that's a no-no. You need to be in balance. Go through the bubble technique that we did today. I'm going to be time stamping it. And so when you do that, you can feel that energy flow coming from the central sun. You can feel the energy flow coming from Mother Earth. Those are the two energy fields that you're going to be offering out as the energy balancing for the others. Yep. Perfect. And doing a sacred 8 a couple times a day too. How perfect. Yeah. And that's just it. You can, and all of us have accidentally done that because we didn't know any better. And so that's how you do it without accidentally depleting your own, because what's going to happen is otherwise you're trying to give from an empty cup. You need to fill your own cup first and be in alignment with the universe. Some think that the sun zaps them. Does it zap me and I don't know it? Annie Bear, it's going to be dependent on the person. Sometimes you can be sensitive. Your energy system can be really overstimulated. And so the sun itself will overdo it. Other people will have a bigger capacity, and then you're going to find other people that kind of need the sun in order to balance their energy system for them. So it's quite different for each person. Like I said, sometimes you can be overstimulated from the sun, and that will cause the exhaustion. Yeah, like it'll make them tired. Aw, hypnicity, hugs. I hope you find folks of light to surround yourself with. How do we know? Annie Bear, whenever you're out in the sunshine, you'll know it either will not affect you at all, you don't care, or it'll be kind of like whenever you have gone out and you are working in the sun and suddenly you realize that you've gotten a sunburn. Sometimes you can get that sickness feeling from too much sun, and that will be then you need to start pacing yourself for that. Hey Carl, how you doing? Hugs to you and all your kitties. And then other people, they will be depressed, grouchy, irritable, and um, they will find that they actually do much better whenever they've gone out and sat in the sun for a little bit. Yeah, just tired of the duality. I know it's exhausting, and that's duality of anything. Hypnicity, what I'm going to suggest on that, because I've had to walk away from that as well. I've had a lot of people that have been just way too focused on the duality. And it doesn't matter what stripe it is, it's duality is duality. And there again, the grounding has been very helpful. Go for walks in nature, focus on what you love, focus on your loved ones, those that can be in alignment with you. And for the rest of it, what you can do too is imagine yourself. Um, we'll just use the albatross. They've got huge wings. You can go up into an observer mode where everything kind of shrinks down beneath you, or it doesn't really matter. And sometimes you can be in that observer mode, and that can be helpful. If you have a situation us like this, I'm just not watching the shows that I used to love, because as soon as it goes on there, I have to leave. And it's the same with me. I cannot tolerate love, light, and then tearing each other's throats out, truthfully. The sheer wall of hatred that is coming through and the anger is terrible. And yeah, that's like hypnicity is saying, this duality thing that had happened, I want everyone to feel like they won. It happened right after the Super Bowl too. Half the people are naturally not going to be happy with the result. And so if you can just back away. Oh no, Pepsi. Oh no. Sure. Yeah. And luckily seeing that helps sometimes to see. But I get it. Sometimes it's like, when are you going to spit the dummy out already? Carl, I'm working with Pepsi right now as I speak. And so if he looks a little out of it right now, that's just me coming through. Oh, he's got a dude. He's definitely a Kobe boy. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I'm working around his head and his neck right now. He's a little he might be a little dizzy from this. Let's just see here. Just make life a little bit better. Wow. He's still going to be pissy at everybody is what he's saying. And that's fine. That's who he is. That's fine. Good. Sorry, we're working on a kitty cat right now, everybody. And yes, I think with this is easier to detach from the TV and go out into your local community if you can, because sometimes things get manufactured in the news, and it's just not what's actually there. It's better to go ahead and communicate and get the connections. He's listening. Looking at you while I talk. It doesn't. Yeah, I think he was a little stunned at the whole being worked with there, especially around the head. There we go. I like the name. Pepsi. That's cute. He says, "What the? Lady, what are you doing?" Oh, there we go. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Let's get around the shoulders a little bit. Yeah, he's got some pretty tight shoulders. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, build a community. Shine your light. Fish tanks are beautiful. You can make small gardens. You can do cards, play cards with people. You can make cards. Annie Bear does some beautiful paintings. You can do that too. Yeah, he's got a pointy black nose. That was a good release, fella. You're so welcome. How beautiful. Here we go. Here we go. Welcome back, Jean. Really knocked you offline, didn't we? Well, currently we're working on energy work, which may also, if I'm working currently on Carl's kitty cat, but if you have imbalances on your energy field, anybody can hook into it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but they made it. That's great. That's great. Oh, well, Carl, it's not just energy work for your kitty. You know, with you being right there, you're getting energy work as well. And this is the reason why I was trained originally to work with horse and rider, because what you'll find is our nearest and dearest, we will have energy fields that will overlap. So it's a good idea. Not only are you getting him worked with, but you're getting your energy field worked with as at the same time. And so this will be a good balance. Yeah. Okay. Carl, go ahead and make sure that you get yourself a decent drink of water because you're actually having a reaction to the energy, which is good. Why you're getting tired is because we're working on your energy field. And like I said before, it's helping to take your conscious mind offline so that you don't fight with it. Yeah, if you can go ahead and just slide into a decent nap. Oh, good. Absolutely. Yep. Cough is one of the signs too. Yeah, you're getting it because you're right alongside of him. And it's universal. I did nap a while ago. That's great. Probably going to be sleeping again. But as I work through him, what's happening is the energy is just working out and through. And sometimes you'll find if somebody's being worked with, I'm working on his spine again. He's just got a lot of trapped energy through there. So he may shake his head again here in just a few. Um, Sometimes if you're sensitive to energy, it'll affect you instead. Like you'll see me taking drinks of water occasionally, and it's not because I'm really, sometimes I'll clear things, but a lot of times it will be me cleaning and clearing energy that has moved through for other people. You're hooked on a TV show. That's funny. Of course, it's kind of late over there, isn't it? In the Philippines, I think. Are you? Oh, there we go. Yeah, and the survivor for Australia. Yeah, his spine feels a lot better now. He may not admit it, but it does. He's feeling a lot more relaxed. That's good. Like third eye is twitching. Sometimes just touching that hypnicity will help. Yeah, almost 3 a.m. here. Yeah, but I bet that's cool too. It's probably the cool time of the day. Yeah, growing up in the Midwest, so we didn't have any air conditioning. And so in the summertime, especially, we would flip and be up at night and then try to sleep during the early morning hours before the heat started again. Well, he's feeling a lot happier. He's feeling a lot more relaxed than whenever I first started. Oh, oh no. one of your others wanting to be in on this, huh? Any of them can hang out. I'm not just working on the one. Anybody that wants to hook into the energy field. Yeah, I was working on Pepsi. Good. I'm so glad. Yeah, sometimes you can just touch if your third eye is twitching, you can just rub it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, he feels a lot better than when I first started. He's still got some tension around his neck and shoulders, which would reflect to you around the tummy. Yeah, he's probably going to be biting. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. He's a hoot. He's definitely Kobe's kid. What a dude. You're very welcome. Oh, thank you, Annie Bear. Thank you so much. Yeah. But as I was saying, anybody that wanted to hook into that energy, you're absolutely welcome to. So hoot. I'm not so sure about how Snoopy is. It was tough, that's for sure. Had quite an attitude. Okay, a little bit more around the head and the jaws and the ears, just for support. And we're gonna ground it off for him. He feels like a puddle now. Ting points. Just remember to do the ting points. There you go. Wonderful. You're very welcome. Pruning outside, 62 degrees. Wow. Aw, Frankie Bird did a pause when I said hi, but then he went back to playing. Aw. Yep. Well, hey, playtime is very important. Hydrating too, yes, very important. Yeah, I'm probably going to be out working myself here in a little bit. It's very unusual temperatures here today. Tons of outside work that needs to be caught up with. Blackberries. Oh, those always need pruned. Wonderful. Alrighty, gang. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wind this down for the day. And then when I get the opportunity, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we timestamp these so that you can come back and do the bubble technique. And then I pretty much did energy work throughout the entirety of this video. But you can pick and choose which areas you enjoy. Mostly we focused heavily around the spine, multiple times. So, and of course the focus today was very much on grounding you. As I said before, we'll make sure that if you're feeling pulled or pushed, you're exhausted, come back through, do the bubble technique, get yourself a drink of water if you've done any of the yawning or the sneezing, crying, burping. Yawning is a biggie. Yep, wala nui. And then just make sure you get a drink of water if you've had any of that. Beautiful. Okay, gang, grounded out. And first warmish day in here in a long time. So I'm going to let everybody go so we can all enjoy the sunshine for the Pacific Northwest. Wala nui. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I will see you next week. Have a beautiful week. And yeah. Wapa.